There it is. All right. No technical difficulties. All right, coming to you a little bit early tonight with the late night at the lounge because, as many of you may be aware, I am an Atlanta Falcons fan, and although this has been a bad season all the way around, we got ourselves a hell of a game going on here on Monday Night Football. Oh, and we got ourselves an interception just when I started streaming the Atlanta Falcons with another interception. I don't know if he was out of bounds or not. Is that Watts? That's his second interception of the game. Third interception by the Falcons. Did he go out of bounds? Did he return it for a touchdown? All right, we'll celebrate it like it's a touchdown. I don't know why any of that stuff isn't working on here. But anyway, coming to you early in the lounge here. What an interesting week this has been, week 17 for the NFL. Now, apparently, and I was unaware of this, that if the Atlanta Falcons win tonight, which it looks like they will, and they win next week against the Saints, even if the Carolina Panthers were to lose to the Bucks, they would still win. So it's kind of weird. Did he? Yeah, he's definitely stepped out of bounds. That's not a touchdown. So it's kind of weird that they would put that game on Saturday. But I guess the thinking is they don't know the outcome of the Sunday game, right? They don't know the outcome of the Atlanta New Orleans game. So they're going to play Saturday like it's a winner take all because essentially that's what it is. But at the same time, you would always want that to be like a both games kicking off at the same time type of situation. Oh no, penalty on the one of the refs for getting into one of the coaches for getting away the ref. You know, I'm amazed at how many times you see that kind of shit go on in a game. Like these coaches emphasize, you know, the fundamentals of football, and then they go and do some dumb shit like that, like running down the sideline and blocking the referee and getting a penalty on your team that just negated a touchdown. Well, he did step out of bounds, so it wouldn't have been a touchdown, but still negates the good field position they would have had. But so how's everybody do this Sunday? Hopefully you won some bets. I said I liked Atlanta plus the 8.5, and it's looking like a good side to be on. This game ain't over though. It's not over because of that penalty. The Rams could potentially, you know, stop them here and get the ball back for their offense without giving up any points. Yeah, it was definitely hands to the face. They missed that one. I mean, Poona Ford's helmet came off. That's definitely a missed call. But if they can stop the Falcons here on third down, maybe even create a negative play, they've got an opportunity to tie this game still. And the pass rush. And it's, oh man, that was almost an interception. Almost an interception. And they get away with one there, but they're going to have to punt still. Fair catch called for, and he makes the catch at the 11-yard line. So even though the Falcons ended up getting that turnover, the penalty on the coach moves the ball back, and they ended up having to punt. I've been there. At Centennial Park or Olympic Park there in Atlanta by the stadium. I went to the first um, regular season game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The year after the Falcons lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots, I was working in Minneapolis and I had off Sunday. And the job I had, I traveled. We would fly, so I had a bunch of points from flying with Southwest. So I flew from Minneapolis to Chicago, went to opening day in Chicago with the Falcons. The Falcons were playing Chicago, and they ended up winning that game in a defensive stand, goal line stand. And then the second game of the week, or the second game of the season, was the opening game in Atlanta against the Packers, and I had scheduled time off. So I had, instead of flying home to Las Vegas, where I lived at the time, I had the company fly me to Atlanta, spent a couple days in Atlanta, went to the football game, and then used my own miles to fly home to Vegas after that. So it was pretty fun. Great stadium, great. That whole area down there by the stadium is fun. They got some good barbecue restaurants down there. They've got the college football um, Hall of Fame is right there by Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then you've got that Olympic Park from when they had the Olympics in, I want to say it was 96. They were doing some work on that though, so I didn't get to really enjoy it. But yeah, it's a good game. Good game so far. Six on that. Now we've got the millions, um, the standings as it is right now. I'll pull that up. We do have a few people in the money that are in this top 10 that are they've got one on Atlanta here, but that's plus 8.5, so they're looking real good to move up to 55 55 points, which would put them up there in sixth place by themselves. This entry here, as it stands right now, Coin Hop leading with 58 and a half points with 1 week to go. Like I said, 61 points. That's my goal every year. 60 points I'd be perfectly fine with, but 61 is the way I have my system set up, that if I can achieve it, that's where you'll be. And as you can see, I mean, 61 points, 60 points is going to put you right in the money. Oh, big play by the Rams. Big play by the Rams. Who is that? Check down to the running back for a big gainer. Now LA moving the ball, moving the ball. Potato Kamish riding with Atlanta. That's friend of the show. Want him to do well, so getting that extra point, move him up to 55. He'll move up as well. And then where's Scrimmy 67? Here he is. 2-2 right now. Friend of the show. First quarter winner this year. And he's at riding with Atlanta as well. So needs this one to have a winning week. So looking good for him. And that would put him at 52 and a half. We'll at least get him back up into the top 20-ish. Somewhere around there. Now the Survivor, we have what is it? Six remaining. Six remaining now because the Bucks lost. Everybody else advanced. Don't know who's got who available to them this week. This counts as 17B though, the Monday night game. But week 18, I mean, it's for all the marbles. Uh-oh. It's going to be holding, I think. Puka Nakua, he only got 1 foot down anyway. Or his butt cheek was down, though. I think it's coming back, though. Holding on the Rams there. Yep. Yeah, bring it back. That was we'd had a tie game, or at least a extra point away from a tie game, but instead holding on DJ Humphries. Bring it back. Where they had the thing up here. Here we go. This is the teams that these remaining entries had left. Now we know a Corsi, Bradley, and Caveman 6470, I believe, were the three that used Tampa Bay and lost, right? That, yeah, Corsi, Bradley, Caveman 6470. So they used Tampa Bay and lost. So they're out. These three top ones. But now here, so who's available? They've got Atlanta and Carolina. Game because at least they're going to have a somewhat competent quarterback in Kenny Pickett. The Aludakun, he is not. He does not meet the threshold of an NFL backup. He is what he is. He's an emergency quarterback. Oh, Rams with another big run now. They got the first down. And there you are inside the 20. There's another flag. Don't tell me this is coming. It's coming back too. But that would be an interesting play for this guy because he'd be the only one on them. Same thing with Real Bro. He's the only one that has Jacksonville left. Kick your knees up has Philly. Puka Nakua with a wide receiver jet sweep, and they are an extra point away from tying this game. What a difference that blocked field goal made. If he makes that field goal, the game is about over. It's I believe a 3-score game, right? Yeah, it would have been 17-point lead. Instead of walking away from that play with a 17-point lead, they walked away from that play with a 7-point lead. It literally changed the entire dynamic of this game. And the offense for the Falcons has done nothing. They really know how to blow a lead, don't they? It's like a tradition with Atlanta. I'll never forget during the Super Bowl when they lost to the Patriots. And my sister texted me, and she was like, "Look how good your team's doing." And my response was, "They have to finish the game. New England are champions." Atlanta just doesn't finish games. It's been their Achilles heel for the entire franchise. Man. But anyway, so back to this one. Back to this. Everybody but Gary has Washington against Philly. Everybody has Tennessee versus who are they playing? The Jaguars. That's a would be a brave one, but hey, 3 people picked the Minnesota Vikings with Max Brosmer as the quarterback, and they walked away with implied value of over of $3 million now. $3.1 million is the implied value of their remaining entries. So there's a few people who do not have the Bucks, but everybody has Carolina available. They also have Atlanta. They all have the remaining six. Also have New Orleans, Giants, Jets. One person with Philly. Two people with Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. Is there no Baltimore's available? They've all used it. Tampa Bay. They all have Tennessee. Only one doesn't have Washington. Miami taking on New England, and all but one, kick your knees up, has Miami available. And then New England is also available to one, two, three, four of the remaining entries. Could we see the New England Patriots being a potential play? They struggle in Miami though. This Vrabel is a good coach though, and when he was the coach of the Titans, he was pretty good playing in Miami with the Titans. So maybe that was a Belichick thing. Ooh, nice play by Pitts. All right, first down, Kyle Pitts, 11 yards. So I am very, very, um, I'm very, very intrigued to see what the final decision is going to be for Week 18. If they're trying to maybe chop it up, 2 minute warning. Atlanta first and 10. There's a lot of people in the Carolinas right now that are cursing the Atlanta Falcons. They are definitely not happy with the current situation after everybody basically in the nation finding out for the first time that, oh yeah, by the way, there is this other scenario now that the Falcons could potentially hold the fate of the who wins the NFC. The Falcons and the Saints will control the fate of who wins the NFC South, depending on if Atlanta wins tonight. When they were up 21-0 and about to go up by 17 points, and now here we are tied at the 2 minute warning. And be sure to check out the early line show, which will be dropping tomorrow. I wanted to get through this game and look at some of the news that's been out there because, like, Justin Herbert has now been announced out. Justin Herbert's not playing in that game against the Broncos, which is very dis. There it is. This is not live. Yeah, now I see the live streams back up again. Yeah, one of the downsides about living way up in the mountains like I do is you have to deal with high winds, windstorms. I mean, we got a decent amount of snow the other day, which is nice because you can finally go snowboarding, but it also puts a lot of stress on the power lines because the snow, man, that shit gets heavy. I'll tell you one thing. Like where I used to live, I lived on like in the on the ground level. Now I live on the third floor. But like you'd have the trees are like over 100 feet tall here in the Sierra Mountains, and you'll get big piles of snow on the branches of these big Sierra pine trees. And then as the sun comes up and it starts melting it, it gets heavy, and those tree branches will bend, and like 10 pounds of snow comes sliding down, and that shit comes crashing down on the roof of your house. It'll scare the life out of you, man. I've jumped a few times because of that. It's kind of nice I don't have to deal with that now. Like if you ever see one of those pictures and like after the snowfall in the mountains and all the trees are like white with snow, all that snow comes sliding off those trees and eventually comes crashing down to earth. And if you're underneath it, it'll get you. All right. So the Rams, I guess, are using timeouts, trying to conserve some time here. It's 3rd and 9, 30 seconds remaining. Yeah, and the Rams have one more timeout, so they can stop the clock here if they stop the Falcons. Falcons have all three timeouts, so if they get a first down, they can run it down and kick a field goal. They're only at the 34-yard line, though. This ain't no gimme. That's for damn sure. So any extra yards they can, they get 1 yard here. Rams call timeout. So they're going to have, depending on if he makes or misses it, if the field goal. This is the dude that has like the twitch where he's always messing with his hair. Yeah, he keeps doing it. He always rubs his hair. So let's say this kick, if it's good, takes like 6 seconds off the clock, and then they're going to kick off. If they don't return it at all, they're going to end up with like 18 seconds and no timeouts to try to get a field goal. And it's good. It's good. The 21 seconds on the clock now. 21 seconds remaining. Let's go, Dirty Birds. Said, fuck that first round draft pick. You're picking outside the top 10, and they got James Pierce. They drafted James Pierce from Tennessee with that pick, and I think he's got 8.5 sacks since he came back from injury. So I think the Falcons will take that trade off for whatever their draft pick's going to be this year as the number one pick. I mean, it sucks that they're not getting anything as far as a playoff run when you've got this young team, on rookie contracts, because those guys eventually you're gonna have to pay them. You want to try to get as much value out of rookies as you can. But yeah, they're solidifying their defense, and they also got Watts, the guy who's got 2 interceptions tonight, and he's played outstanding all year. He was the other draft pick that they swapped with the Rams. So yeah, that this previous draft has really been a home run for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm out on the Michael Penix pick though. I don't know what his injury, what his health's going to be like going forward. He was an older player to begin with, right? Coming out of college, he had knee injuries multiple times. I think he's been injured almost every year of his career. It's like, durability, availability is the most important ability. And I just don't know if Michael Penix is going to be able to hold up with his injury history. There you go. 21 seconds. Oh man, he had a wide open Smith and he just missed him. Oh my goodness. That they would have been in field goal range if he catches that. Oh, that was so close. How did he get that wide open? Somebody missed him. Yeah, nobody went with him, man. Wow. Oh. Oh man, that he's inside the 25-yard line. He catches that ball. Wow. All right, so Atlanta takes a timeout here. They had two timeouts. They had two timeouts. Going deep again. He's got Tutu Atwell. Oh man, he got his hands on it and dropped it. Holy smokes. I don't know if Tutu Atwell catches that ball. I don't know if they make it to the line of scrimmage before the clock runs out because of how far down the field he was. That's pass interference all day, too. They got away with one there. He was holding his arm. Atlanta definitely got away with a pass interference by Alford. They could have easily thrown a flag on that. I guess they decided to let it play out, but yeah, even the TV ref saying the same thing. That was a pass interference. Wow, they got away with one there. And Atlanta's going to call their final timeout or one of their timeouts because they almost got burnt on that one. They already missed. I mean, if Smith catches that ball, I think his momentum takes him out of bounds at the 25-yard line. But yeah, if Atwell, he almost had it too. He got his free hand on it. If he catches this, I don't know if I don't know if LA gets their men down there to clock it because they have no timeouts. There's only 9 seconds. He catches that ball, it might be game over. They would either have to, they would probably have to snap it and run the play because you wouldn't have enough time to snap it and spike the ball. Here we go. 10 seconds. 3rd and 10. Stafford going to the sideline. Nakua caught it. He caught that. Oh my goodness. They might have a chance for a field goal try. He caught that. I need to see his feet, but he definitely caught that. 1, 2. That is not an incomplete pass unless he drops the ball. That is a catch all day. 1, 2. He caught that ball. Wow. Yep. Both feet are down. That's a catch. Oh my goodness. They're going to have a shot at a game tying field goal. What a play by Nakua. It kind of comes off his hand. Man. Yeah, he's only got one hand on it. The ball comes off of his hand right there. So, yeah, it's an incomplete pass. Wow. Oh my goodness. I mean, I would have to give it to him just for the sheer um, difficulty of that play. Man, that's a tough break for Nakua because he caught the ball. I mean, it did not hit the ground. If he's in bounds, that's a catch all day. So now they have to at minimum get a first down, but they essentially have to get a touchdown because there's 5 seconds. There's 5 seconds, so it's almost going to use all the clock up here if you try to go to field goal range. And Atlanta's going to burn their final timeout. Atlanta's going to burn their final timeout. Yeah, it's been a pretty good game. It was looking like it was going to be a blowout there. Now all of a sudden we've got ourselves a 3-point game. They're going to try to do a lateral play or something. Incomplete, but that's it. That's game. Time, no time on the clock. Game over. All right, that was a hell of a game. So now there's a whole new dynamic to um the NFC South title race because now if the Atlanta Falcons beat the Saints, it doesn't matter what happens on Saturday. So I guess it makes sense to play the game on Saturday and then make those two teams have to sweat out what happens on Sunday between the Falcons and the Saints. They're not going to burn that second. Normally, man, they make them do that shit. Like the NFL's like very anal about those rules. Big win by the Falcons. Big win, 7-9. It'd be nice going into the offseason building some kind of an offensive identity, and the defense is really playing outstanding. It's just this team is such a like Jekyll and Hyde type of team. You get beat 30-0 by the Carolina Panthers. You beat Buffalo. You beat the Rams. You know what I mean? Like, man, beat Tampa Bay. You know, like come on. These are all playoff teams you're beating. Lose to Miami. You know, lost to the Dolphins. So this complicates things for the Bucks. Now they need to beat the Panthers on Sunday and then need the Saints to beat the Falcons, and Atlanta on Sunday for Tampa Bay to win the NFC South. Panthers can clinch with a win over the Bucks or a Falcons win over the Saints. So if the Bucks happen to win on Saturday, they're not getting their t-shirts and hats just yet. They've got to wait for the results of a meaningless Falcons Saints game. Two teams though that are playing, they're both hot right now. Atlanta's been playing well recently, and the Saints have definitely been playing well recently. Let's take a look at the lines for this week. Why is it not on here? Hmm. Yeah, that was a great game. Let me go to this and let me pull up the odds on here. So yeah, they're making now. The Panthers are plus 2.5 at home. Right, they are at home. Oh no, they're in Tampa. All right, so Tampa minus 2.5 at home. I like Carolina though. I like Carolina on the money line, and then I also like Seattle. All right, yeah, and the under 49.5. I also like the over. It was 43.5. Now it's showing 44s everywhere, so it's going up for the Carolina Tampa Bay game. The two games that are going to be played on Saturday. We're going to have the live stream going on for the Saturday matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. We'll be live streaming right here on YouTube, so be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever we're going live or when we release the videos, like the early line show that will be out tomorrow, where we'll be discussing more about the upcoming games, including that now underwhelming matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Now that we know it's officially been announced that Justin Herbert will not be playing, it will be Trey Lance. Let me see what that, because it was Chargers +7. I wonder if they already had it baked in. They knew that he wasn't going to play. Oh no, it's 12.5 now. Woo! I still like the Chargers. That's a big number. Trey Lance is an experienced backup. He got to spend time in San Francisco and then in Dallas, and now he's here in LA. And I think they'll be able to run the ball. His mobility will help too. He can scramble like Herbert can scramble. There's some nasty games this week though too. Cowboys and Giants, that's a gross one. Browns and Bengals, that's disgusting. Obviously, the Atlanta Falcons and Saints all of a sudden has meaning. This game has more meaning than anyone could have predicted or thought would be possible when we started talking about the Week 18 scenarios, because I certainly was unaware of that. That if the Bucks win and the Falcons win, it would still be the Carolina Panthers. Texans need this game. This could potentially give them the better seeding and the potential for the division if the Titans beat the Jags. Packers are pretty much locked in. They're either going to be the 5th or 6th seed, or they're going to be the 7th seed. Chicago and Philadelphia, I think, are going to flip-flop. Who's going to play? Chiefs and Raiders. Oof. Bills need this one. Jets are tanking. Eagles need this one. Commanders are not good. 7.5. Bears need this one. The Lions will probably play well because they need to play spoiler. I actually think Detroit wins this game. Take the money line at +125 for Detroit. Rams and Cardinals, all of a sudden this Rams game doesn't have any real meaning. Will they rest their players? We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what's going to happen with that game, because this would definitely be Arizona's chance to try to do something positive on the way out the door. The Patriots always struggle in Miami. They have a hard time winning in Miami, so we're going to have to take a deep dive into this one. Again, the early line show tomorrow, so be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, notification bell, so you'll be notified as soon as I release the early line show for all of these games. And then the game, Sunday Night Football, which we will be also live streaming right here during the Sunday Night Football game on YouTube. So be sure to join us for that as we watch the Ravens and the Steelers battle it out for the AFC North title. The winner of this game wins the division and a home field playoff game. Loser goes home and starts their vacation. We've got the Ravens -3.5. It's moving. It was -3 and the total was 42. It's going down now. But be sure to check out the early line show that'll be out tomorrow right here on Dead Money Sports. But to everyone, I want to thank you for joining me for this brief live stream. Gonna end it here. Get ready for the week ahead and get ready for some interesting Week 18 football. Thanks to everyone for joining me all season. Have a good night and take care of yourselves.